Hello everyone, I'm going to be starting out with my newest tank today, the AMX 5100 here. Finally got through the tier 7 grind on this. Like usual, if there's any tanks you'd like to see played today, feel free to request them. I'll do my best to get to, quite a few of them today. I'm going to be mixing in a little bit of this tank, a couple other grinds I'm doing. Maybe some tier 10s too, but nice to see everyone that's here already. That's pretty cold there. That's colder than here. It's like mid to high 20s here right now. Yeah, I'm a little chilly. There's Levi. He's back there, content in his bed. Which, a little bit of news, there is the second iteration of the test server is coming out some point today. I just checked to see if it updated, but it looks like it's a little bit later than when they usually do the update, so more or less likely it's going to update during the stream here. But some important changes they're going to be doing. So starting out with the one that will get the most attention, the Object 257. They nerfed the premium shell, the penetration on that by, I think it's like 30 millimeters a pen, so that's pretty good. They also noted that they are nerfing the side armor. They didn't state how, but more or less that ridiculous side armor is getting nerfed somehow. We'll see how it actually plays out. There's a couple ways they could do it, but I'll update. I have a weak spot guide out for it, which I will update that when it actually comes out as far as the changes. You got a notification in the beginning? Nice to know. I'd say, granted, I subscribed to myself, but mine still come through like a few hours late. It's kind of funny. Other changes though, the Object 705A, so the rear turret at heavy, got a little bit of a penetration buff, I believe, on its premium shell. The tier 9 Object 705, that got a slight nerf to the pen on its premium shell for the 122 gun, which is the one I actually like better for that tank. And the Object 430 tier 9 medium, since they down tiered it, it only had 10 millimeters more penetration on its premium round. That got buffed, I believe, by I think 20 millimeters, somewhere around there. So overall, nothing major, mostly just the Object 257 changes, but all the changes are basically good tweaks that they have done to the tanks. I honestly don't even know where I want to go because I can't push around given the armor on this thing. If we can get something, it's just, I might just head to the other side, but there's an FV 4005 stage 2 over there. Thanks for tipping, Levi. Well, as far as hitting that guy, the problem here is, this tank doesn't have a lot of armor, but I can slot in here and get a pretty good chunk of damage off on people. It's just actually being able to get there without being just literally torn to shreds. And also the aiming time, 2.88. This is going to hurt because of course he can hit me. It's 2.88 aiming time, which is pretty long, even for a heavy tank. And the accuracy is overall pretty good, but more or less you're not going to get a well-placed shot unless you, basically let your aiming reticle sit for at least, I'd say 3 seconds, because aiming time actually doesn't reference your circle going from the largest size down to the smallest it can be. It mainly points out, I believe it's 60% of its original size, I believe, or maybe it's a reduction of 60%, but it's actually not a fully aimed in aiming circle. That's one thing that it's kind of not explained very well. But at least I can get in there and help out a little bit with that. Yes, you know, it's always been in the plans. You know, I know people, so, you know, saying kind of the release date of February 8th, and I forget if that's the NA or the Russian date, but it was always planned to be released in the first half of February because World of Tanks 1.0, all the map changes, is slated for mid-March, which, you know, coming out about that, they're not going to be doing a public test of that. I'm fine with that because it might just be map changes, which, you know, while they do need test it at the same time, it's not like a map change would be made from the public test server over to the live server as quick as they would need it to be. We have enough people heading back to base, so I figure I might as well stay up here. Likelihood of me getting... Be nice if you could straighten out there. There we go. Likelihood of me getting one shot is pretty high if this FV is actually over this way. Yep. Called it. I knew it was going to happen, but that's part of the problem of this tank is very large, no armor. Be nice if that Centaurian would push, or else he's going to be next. Anyway, though, I'm not even mad that that happened because I knew that was a possibility. Let me get these tank requests up. The Czechs line, I don't think they're gonna... Okay, I'm gonna... Here you go, little buddy. I'm gonna leave his biscuits. I threw him some biscuits and they're on. You can kind of see half of them here. I threw him on his paws, so he'll wake up and get them. Levi just took his early morning nap. But as far as the Czechs line, I don't think they need to change it. Like, I could see them slightly tweaking and possibly buffing a few in the mid tiers. But honestly, when they released them, they haven't really nerfed them either. Like the tier 9 and tier 10, especially the TVP, actually overperform to where they're talking about nerfing them. Ever since they've been releasing all these other tanks, though, that are, you know, really good at higher tiers, they've definitely come a little bit more down to earth. But I don't think they need to change them. Nice to see everybody else that popped in here, though. One thing, you know, with the Czechs line, a lot of it came about because he was the original person, the For the Record blog, Silent Stalker. He actually did, not alone, but he did a lot of the work from what I understand. I could be wrong. It might have just been him, but I believe there's one other person. They actually did a lot of the research and kind of heavy lifting for wargaming, kind of researching the line that we see in game now. I don't think it's completely, say, 100% historical. However, they actually did a lot of the work, kind of getting the designs and everything, and technical aspects of the tank for wargaming. So that's why we saw it implemented as fast as it was. He, you know, he was basically the first blog to... Levi, they were on your foot. They're over there. Oh, this dog. Maybe he ate them. I thought he just kind of woke up. Do you want more? Yeah. I'm not gonna push anyway. There you go. Hey. He gets a few extra treats there because he's being extra beggy. But the same kind of goes with the Japanese tanks. I don't know how to pronounce her name entirely, but I'll just say Dai, D-A-I. It's kind of Japanese, but or no, Korean. Sorry. She actually did a lot of the research for the Japanese tanks for wargaming, and one other person along with her. I definitely know there's a second one there. But there were another reason why we have Japanese tanks in a game, to where, you know, it's not unknown for players of the game to kind of help out. They do get compensated and paid as well, but they kind of start out as kind of fan projects from what I've seen. Hello, Cucumber and Leonard. I'm just doing my best not to draw much attention to myself here. Got that guy. We're up by 2, but, you know, this tank I could definitely die fairly quickly if I do the wrong thing over here. Nice to see, though, that, you know, notifications seem to be working for most people, you know, within the first, say, 30 minutes of a stream. I still get them basically within my last hour of the stream. It pops up on my phone, but then again, I have my phone set up to where if it's not on, the only thing that comes through is either a text message or a phone call. I don't have like notifications on my phone, because if I'm working, that's the last thing I need is my phone to like vibrate and buzz every time I get, you know, a different notification. But since the second iteration of the public test is coming out today, I'll try to, if it gets out by, you know, midday for me here, I'll try to put up a revision to the Object 257. The hardest part with, you know, I made a weak spot guide for that. The hardest part of that is I have to basically draw out and frame out the entire tank. That takes the most amount of time, but editing a weak spot guide's fairly easy for me if it's just changing like armor angles and stuff, if it's nothing visual. So far got 4 kills, not a ton of damage, a little over under 1,000, which I'll push on the IS-3 here. I'd rather be the one to spot him. I think this WZ is going to beat me though. I can take a shot from him. Yeah, I think it was, nah, it was the WZ that spotted him. I swapped over to 2 APCR there, given that likelihood of me penning him with APs slightly lower. Pretty good match there with those last 2 shots though, low under 1,500 damage. You know, just playing it safe since my team was up. Didn't make sense for me to take any risks, given that this doesn't have, you know, that much armor. M48A5 challenge? Sure thing, Will. I'll get to that. I'll play one more battle before I get into that there. Yeah, Levi, he usually takes a nap in the beginning here to kind of warm up. I got a Pascucci's medal though, tank sniper, mastery badge 2nd class, top 2 damage. Not a bad match there. I actually did almost 2,000 damage. I forgot about that shot on the T-3485M, I believe. So a little bit more damage than I thought I got. Alright, so let me do the T-25-2, then I'll get into the M48A5. I would say that's unlikely that they'll do that change this fast. they haven't stated. They just said that they are nerfing the side armor on the 257. They haven't stated how they're doing that. I think one fix, which I pulled it up on my last stream for World of Warplanes on Tuesday night. I'll try to pull up the image I have that's kind of floating around about the Object 257, the blueprint. Again, it's nothing. Whether or not it's actually real or not, no one can completely say that, but it is some sort of design that's either the 257 or something very close to the 257, to where I think the most probable change they're going to do is they're going to nerf the side hull, which sits above 200 millimeters effective. So that's above the side armor. If they nerf that, that'll help a bit, but it'll still be a pinch too strong. If they do nerf the side hull, though, I think they could make it, you know, still tough, but definitely fair for those that know how to aim at it. But I don't think you're going to be able to track it plus damage it across most of the front and rear kind of track wheels. Thank you very much, Grigsby, for the tip. Defender question? I missed that. Now we see. Yes, the Defender is as good as it basically is advertised as. I know that's coming at least for the NA server, but most likely at all servers. Crap, my gunner's out. There's a reason why the Defender, they shouldn't sell it. Basically, it's outside of just the gun handling and the DPM, it's a tier 9 tank. That's the only thing stopping it from being purely broken, is the gun is a little bit lackluster, but even with the newer tanks, it's fine. Like, honestly, a lot of the new Russian tanks they're releasing, except for the like TD, because TDs have pretty insane pen. It's not like they have like crazy like penetration as far as their premium rounds, but oh god, I completely did not pick him up fast enough. I'm trying my best to I don't even know why I shot that. That was the space armor. I'm trying my best to kind of bluff here. I don't know how well it's going to work though. But yeah, I'm trying to bluff, given that we do not have enough tanks over here in the least bit. There's 3 of us. So I'm trying to make it seem like we have more than we actually have. Keep sticking my gun up to make it a little harder. Thank you, Jeff, though, for the subscription. I'll have to catch up on chat in a moment here. I'm not going to be able to bounce an IS-3 forever in this thing. This M6 is about to figure that out. Oh, nope, he should be aiming at me. I have the better gun, plus I'm shooting APCR at the guy, so he's probably getting a little bit angry at me. I actually want to keep his front on me. With APCR, the APCR is a little bit ridiculous on this thing at times, to where I knew I could cut through him. But as long as they keep letting me hold down, even though this Indian Panzer's, he's thinking about pushing into me, I'll be fine. Pretty good match though, 2200 damage, a little bit over that. I don't know why they just don't push in. You see the tanks over in F3. They're just kind of like chilling there. I want to help out super Pershing or something. It's just I kind of played this one little spot the entire game and it worked for me, so I might as well just go in here. I probably won't get the last shot, but Let's see. Nah, a little bit late. Still a good match though. Hello Stula, nice to see you. I'm doing alright, how are you doing? Well yeah, the T44 that's getting the buff is... I don't know why they're buffing it, but, you know, if they buff other tier 8 mediums I can kind of get behind it, but right now it is a little bit out of line with other ones. Because I like the T44s as they are now. Let me catch up on a couple things here. All right, thanks for the ultimate challenge, Randall. I'll get to that shortly here. But yeah, Mastery Badge First Class. Top 2 damage. I was reading that as 2,800 for a second. I'm like, that's not right. Yeah, pretty good amount of damage there. Luckily, if the IS-3 had pushed on me sooner, that definitely would have been a different story there. So... up here. Hello, Will. Thank you very much, Will. Which, if anyone did want to platoon, feel free, you know, you can just message me. I do platoon, you know, Thursday and Fridays. You know, typically Thursdays here. I know not a lot of people are able to platoon since you're either, you know, watching from work or you know, a different server, stuff like that. All right, so I have a M48A5 challenge up first here. So I've got to do 1.5 times the HP total, 3k as far as damage, assist, and block here. Hello, Paulus. That doesn't sound very good, Stola. Yeah, hopefully, you know, it gets a little bit better once it warms up outside. Hello, Abdul. It's nice to see you. And thanks, Andrew, for the subscription. I thought about going on the test server, but it hadn't updated when, you know, I start streaming here, so you know, unfortunately I can't play if it's not up. At least you get a day off from work though, Stola. Alright, not exactly the best matchup for me here. I'm tempted to head north, but excuse me. Oh god, it's just, it all depends on... Okay, there's a good amount of people heading that way. And yeah, unfortunately, why are you doing that? Those two guys are running away from that side, which make very little sense to me, but whatever. Looks good. Which I forgot to mention, so today I have more keys, game keys available, so I'm going to give away, it'll be during the last raffle. I have a extra key, I already own it, for, that TVP melted. Almost 2,000 assist damage there. I have an extra game key, because I already own the game, for Stellaris. Very good game. It's a RTS game, basically space. A few people have actually asked me to stream it before, but overall, you know, I'll be giving that away just because I have the key already. But that'll be during the last raffle of the stream today. It doesn't include any of the DLCs, but you can spend like a good, I'd say at least 40 hours just on your first playthrough of the game. But for anybody that, you know, is interested in picking the game up, you can get it for $12 on humblebundle.com, along with so the developers, they're Paradox Entertainment, I believe the name is. There's a Humble Bundle for it currently, and a lot of their games are packaged in there. Yeah, Kona. You know, if you send one on the EU or SCA servers, I do have accounts there, but, you know, I very rarely log into them. But I usually accept, you know, friend requests on any server. Paulus, I like the new changes. They are tweaking the 257, thank God. I think basically the only changes a lot of people won't like is 263 change. Granted, the tier 10 is fairly good. It's honestly fun to play. And the ISM is going to be a little bit of a dud because of the stock grind. It's atrocious. Whew. Got more assist damage there. Let's say I'm not pushing it because we're defending. Yeah, I might regret sitting there. Thank you for the challenge, Will, though. I've gotten this. I got a little over 3K here already. A little bit unconventional for M48, just getting pure spotting. But, hey, whatever works. I'm actually very, very tempted. Oh, he's dead now. I was going to shoot HE at him. That actually just made me lose a shot here on the 50B. I'm going to try to kill him, though, just to get him out. Nope, got a really low roll there. Pretty good match so far, though. I'm gonna, unless I get penned by the Conqueror SPG here, we should blow past this. The enemy team just, they didn't put pressure well enough anywhere. But pretty good match. I didn't take any damage yet. I'm gonna take him out. Just because. Or at least... here we go. Let's go for it. Stay right... Nah. I was gonna say, stay right there for me. Yeah, I knew that wasn't gonna work. Whoops. Hello, Mr. Bat Chat. I don't know why, being in a bat chat, you're all the way in the back where you spawned, but our team isn't complaining. Don't have a repair kit, please. Or a nah, he does have repair. I just tried to track him again. I'm getting really greedy here. And... oh god, he just rammed into me again. I was trying to track him to gobble up some more assist damage, but really good match here. 3,900 damage, 2,800 assist. Thanks for the challenge though, Will. But yes, the Stellaris, you know, it is a really good game. So I'll be giving that away during the last raffle here, a key for it. But Master Bad second class, Confederate award. I thought it was gonna be a first class. But yeah, most amount of damage on my team. 268 did a good job, but this guy like just pointing out why you don't want to do that in a bat chat. He was camping in the back, 12 shots fired. He only hit 7 of them, but only penned 4. Doesn't have enough penetration to be able to do that. Some people will attempt to snipe like that with using heat, but it's still not. Play a different tank. You know, don't play a tank that, you know, is meant to fight a little bit differently. But overall, really good match. I'll actually, I'll add an almost an ace tanker biscuit up there just because that was a really good battle there. Sure, that sounds good. Yeah, I'll get to the ultimate challenge here shortly. Let me hop into the tier 9. I'll do the M46 request here. My reminder to get up on Wednesdays. I forgot to turn that off. So I'll do M46, then I'll do the 121, then I'll pop straight into the ultimate challenge from Randall. All right, there we go. Well, as far as Chinese tanks, the only other additions they have for them basically are just SPGs. I think the other option is they might have enough. I forget the other, but basically they have an SPG line coming out for China eventually, mainly to satisfy the Chinese server. I personally, I don't care that they don't flesh out all the nations. Not all nations have enough for, say, a medium, light, heavy TD SPG line. They're not going to be adding in a lot of nations with complete lines. The closest we're going to get will probably be the Italian tanks, I believe. Maybe, I forget the other. I know they're adding Poland in, but they don't have enough to full nations. But at this point, if they wanted to add in, like, say 3 lines per nation that they add in, or to flesh out old ones, not all nations have enough tanks. They already have to kind of copy and paste some designs, but it's just, yeah, I thought I was gonna get a shot there, but nope. I thought I was gonna hit the Scorpion G to where I saw the T62A spot at me. I took a risk and it didn't pay off. But yeah, I don't care that they don't have full lines for every nation. I know some people want that, but it would be a lot of work for you'd be making stuff up. Like right now, they do, interpret things and fudge some stuff, but really the purely fictional tanks in the game, there's under a dozen of them, and that's out of 500 plus tanks. There are some tanks that they kind of either upgun them or slightly tweak their stats around, like say armor and other areas, but for the most part, designs are either blueprint designs, prototypes, or were actually produced. But we need to definitely hurry up here. I don't have a good shot here. Yeah. Get the Scorpion out for these. Nope. But yeah, our north up there is only being propped up by 2 tanks right now, the VK101P and also the T95, so we need to get a move on it. There is a Scorpion G, yep, right there. I'm so glad that you can shoot through walls now. I remember, and especially looking back at some of my older replays, not being able to punch through walls like you can now. And that was very annoying. It'll probably be the ISU here. We do have plenty of people kind of going to the cap to where I'm gonna play a little bit differently than I would normally. I don't have a ton of HP, but as long as if we have 1, maybe 2 people on the cap, we'll be fine here. Their heavies are just kind of still stuck up there. Don't know what that guy's doing, but they're not going to have any chance to get back. But like they're kind of pointing out, they have, you know, Malshin, a Mauerbreacher, VK4502B, T110E5, and a full HP Conway. So they have quite a bit of HP left compared to us. There's mods out there that show it. That's actually, I should have thought that that guy would do that. But they're not going to be able to get back to the cap in time unless the Conway basically darts through. Oh crap, I actually just screwed up and this E5 is going to be able to get me. Nope. Unless the Conway basically darts through the line and kills us. He's going to get me, so I was trying to ram him. But 22 seconds left will be good. And the Conway is not basically just making a beeline to the cap, so we'll be alright. Stellaris, no, it's... think, Civilization in Space, or like Masters of Orion, but RTS so RTS, so real-time strategy instead of turn-based. It's 8:30 in the morning here. Hello, Scrub, nice to see you. Polish, that line's coming out next. Basically the first half of this year, if I'm not mistaken. Pretty good match by both of us though, and luckily our team won. We would have died running into their super heavies as a team. I know that both of us died, but you know, it was calculated to where we still would have won if we went on the cap, but got a little bit more damage out of it there. So, fire dog? Sure. Was on. Here we go. Well, the problem, you know, wargaming, the reason why they don't do a lot of lines like that, to where, you know, they go up to like tier 5, then they all convene, is right now the crew system, it's basically they are trying really hard to make each tank line like play somewhat similar throughout it, but it doesn't make them money. You know, they make most of their money, you know, basically from tier 8 to 10 with the amount of experience and credits it costs, to where it, you know, it stinks to say that, but it is a company after all. And unless they rework the lower tiers, like right now, if you're looking back on the past couple of years, they have barely touched any tanks, say, under tier 7 or lower. They've rebalanced a few of them, but for the most part, you know, they haven't really, you know, touched much of it, to where it's, you know, it's kind of annoying, because I would be more inclined to play more low tier and mid tier matches if the balance was a little bit better, but currently they are neglecting it a little bit. I think it will help a bit because they have stated they plan on reworking the crew system at some point, whether it's this year or next year, but it is on their radar finally. The new tank, nobody knows exactly, Jeff, what's going to be coming after the T10. It looks like it's not going to be released in 9.22. Like, I made a video Trying to remember. So I made a video. It's the Object 777 version 2. I always want to count the sevens there. You know, right now it does need buffed a little bit because the DPM's low, but I think it could be a decent heavy. It would definitely be more towards medium than like really heavy. Like the IS-7 right now is kind of a blend between heavy and medium, but it leans a little bit more towards a heavy tank. The Object 777 version 2 is definitely more slated towards a medium-ish heavy. I'm trying not to mess up because I don't want to say the wrong thing there. Not the easiest thing to kind of roll off the tongue. No gun depression. The poor 121 though, this is going to be outclassed by the Object 430 U, and even the 113. Thank you M103 for reminding me that you're there. Even the 113 is going to be a little bit left behind. These tanks, they should have definitely rebalanced these a bit for the next patch. I got a good amount of people behind me to where this guy's going to try to flank me, which I just need to get back here. Ooh. Whoops, and he's dead. But yeah, unfortunately no gun depression on this tank, and the gun is a little bit inaccurate. Trying to give my team a shot. There we go. But unfortunately this guy, he's got quite a bit of armor and he's so small I couldn't actually aim at him when he was up there. But I kind of did what I set out to do, is basically a spot for my team down here, because I had a lot of TDs behind me. But it's really tough to guess about tanks they haven't announced, and they're not even in the client, to where, you know, it's very unlikely they're coming next patch, because they would have added them into the second iteration of the test server here that's coming out today, if it's not already out here. But you know, if it is the Object 777 version 2, basically I think it'll be, as far as competitive, it will be tough to play that say on uneven terrain, more so than some other Russian tanks, because it doesn't have much gun depression and it's very, you know, squashed down. Like, it's a tiny tank as far as height goes, but it will be different, and I don't think it'll be bad. It's just, it will have limitations to where I wouldn't say it will be like outright better than tanks we currently have. But you know, could be completely wrong, and it could be a different tank altogether. So, and I missed. One problem where the 121 has is the gun is not all that accurate, which is to be expected given the... Sorry, Fire Dog. I should have been able to get him. Yeah, but I'm dead. Good amount of assist though, 4,600 assists, 2,000 damage, but I should have been able to, you know, kill another tank here. Hello, Leith, nice to see you, and Wolfie Wolf. The T10 looks like a tier 10. I don't think, at least for PC, because I know you play a lot of Blitz, that's the T10's actually, you know, it's a good tier 9, but I definitely would say it's fairly balanced for its tier. Which, the ultimate challenge I'm going to have coming up next here. Oh god, I actually missed the whole... Sorry about that, guys. I actually missed that I had the T95 Streb 103B. I had requests. I scrolled down too far. I will get to them up after this ultimate challenge here. But I need to get to an ultimate challenge now. I gotta get this set up. Takes me a second here. So let's spin the wheel here. I actually screwed it up. Here we go. Now let's spin the wheel here. So we have a tier 10 TD for this one here. Right, so tier 10 tank destroyer. Why don't I'm inclined to pick the T110E3. Why don't I go with the Strub 103B since I have it for a request as well, and I kind of screwed up and missed it. So after this I'll do the T95. But I got a patrol duty. Yeah, we just basically we got done in by a few missed shots as far as the flank I was at. But thanks for the thanks for platooning, Will, for a couple battles. If you want to, you know, next up I have a tier 9 coming up. If anyone does want to pop in, you know, just message me. Hello, Andrew. So I've got to get to 2.5 times the HP total of this, which is going to be interesting. Which I'll say, you know, at this point, you can feel free to keep requesting tanks. However, you know, any tanks requested now are definitely going to be at least like an hour and a half from now, as far as me playing them. You know, I have a lot of tank requests this morning, so it's definitely going to take me a very long time to actually get to them, if I get to them at all, because like I am planning, I still have to get doubles on I think three tanks I'm grinding, so you know, it might take me quite a bit to get to some of these. Just a little disclaimer. All right, matchmaking. It's a little bit long even for the morning here. But let me I'm gonna start a giveaway here. Go. You can do it. Matchmaking. It's not gonna be a grand battle. But anyway. We're gonna basically, this first raffle and the second raffle is gonna be normal but for anyone that did just pop in, my last raffle I'm gonna be giving away a key for Stellaris. Whenever we get into a battle here. guess at this point I can add that object 140. I'm just kind of running out of room. And sorry, you know, for those that did request like the T95, the Strub 103B here. Unfortunately, I scrolled down one level in WordPad here, and that's how I add the tank request list into OBS. Doesn't look like it, but I fiddled around enough with WordPad to where I could basically use it not like a green screen but a white screen to basically take out all the background in WordPad and all the toolbars and stuff and get it to actually work here. It's a really interesting color for the FE there. Not a good map for me either, so I've got to get to 4,500 damage assistant block here. The reason this will be interesting is basically looking at their team. Yeah, I have no clue where I even want to go here. Half their team are tank destroyers, and then they even have an E100 to where it's just, this is really tough because they can all overmatch me or say dirt me if it's the 183. I actually stopped a little bit too soon there. Yep, and of course I got spotted. Kind of knew it going into this tank though that I might get a map that doesn't work. I would be perfectly fine with pushing into like C2 if it wasn't for all of the TDs on top of, you know, the one SPG as well. I'd be more open to it. Hello, Tig. Thinks I have an HE shell here, but I was gonna throw it at wherever that girl was last seen. Air damage crit. They do have someone that's able to spot me in the center, given that I was lit up. It was probably that Sheridan. Crap. Afraid this batch hat's gonna rope down. Nope. But he can't be... he's not there. I don't mind wasting a shell or two, trying to poke and prod where I think they are. Oh god. Oh, thank heavens. I was like, no, he's gonna shoot me. I usually don't play the Strev stable enough, nor I would say most people to actually use binocs. Unless you're just rotating the tank without, you know, moving. Like, you're going to be moving a lot back and forth and not in the same position, just pivoting. Binocs, even a camo net, does not make sense. Because it'll never stick for very long. I don't think I'm going to get many shots over there. I'm going to try to help on this side. It comes down to, I'm definitely not going to get the challenge. Congrats MW for winning the raffle and, you you know, also Randall, you're probably going to get this because, you know, I did pick a tank that's not exactly conducive for a lot of maps, but it's not unheard of. Like, bouncing shots in this, you can bounce quite a bit in it, as long as you keep it angled properly. I'll see how this works, though. Guys in front of me right now, I've got to worry about the E4 specifically, but, the IS-7. You know, some of these can overmatch me, which is the problem. And especially this guy over there, Mr. JPZ 100. Yeah, nice 0 damage crit. Run away, because the Object 140 completely ditched me. Somebody. I'm still alive. Not for long now. Yeah, at this point, running away is not going to do anything. We have definitely lost this one. At least I'm making it somewhat closer to what I needed to get to, but yeah, I just got set on fire. Plus, APCR by an IS-7 doesn't have a lot of pen compared to some premium rounds, but it's not heat, and the IS-7 has a 130mm gun, if I'm not mistaken, so it can overmatch a lot of the armor on the Streb 103B frontally. Oh well, I had to get to, what was it, 4,500, so I got closer than initially I thought I would. I got to about 3,500, but you know, congrats on winning the challenge, Randall. But at least it was competitive there. Sure, I can invite you back for, I've got the T95 up next here. But yeah, as far as, you know, the Strub 103 with camo and binocs, you know, you can make it work, but to me there's too many downsides because you're moving the tank forward, backwards, left, right, to where you're not just staying still and pivoting, you know, without moving at all, to where, to me, it doesn't make sense to use it. Because even if you're set up to where you don't have to move and you shoot at a tank, if they move a little bit left or right, you're going to have to aim and it resets completely. We got into a battle a little quicker here, thank God. But in the grand scheme of things, I did get closer than I thought I was going to, but I probably, looking back, I probably could have went to the northwest corner. It just, you know, it didn't make sense early on in my opinion, but it probably would have been more effective and helped my team out a little bit more. Oh well. But in the grand scheme of things, you know, the tier 9 Streb 1030, you can deflect some shots, basically more from lights and mediums. Definitely don't try to do it against heavies and TDs. But the tier 10 Streb 103B, the armor, unless something can overmatch you, so you want to stick to 120mm gun or less shooting you, you can deflect things all day long, especially if you're at mid-range in that thing. Like if I see one and I don't have a, say, gun over 120mm where I can't hit the spot I need to with like a heat round to prevent myself from ricocheting, I'll just chuck HE at it, because otherwise you're just going to be bouncing off or, you know, not really doing anything at all. However, the one caveat to that is if you do see any of the Swedish TDs, the tier 9 or 10, or the Strev S1, the tier 8 premium, and they're angling so you can see any bit of their side hull, just shoot that because you can overmatch it. Hello, Pez. Nice to see you. The Udes, though, that's the exception to where that will be overmatched by everything. Say, the Tortoise is really good, however, he's just letting me hit this spot. A little bit too slow there, Grigsby. He's still got a couple more of them now. But more or less, I don't like things that are situational. I like always having, you know, optics active, stuff like that. I cannot punch through there, but I can punch through his turret front. I want to pop the IS-7 once. It would help if I had premium here, but I hit him. I hit him right where I aimed for, but I'm trying not to aim off to the side and completely whiff, but I'll probably just aim for the Ferdinand or IS-7 here now. Oop, never mind. I can pen the Cairnavon's turret front like that. I just hit it on the two strongest parts for my first two shots. Are you sure you want to sit out here against me, IS-7? Like, I know you have APCR, but... Actually, I was a little bit annoyed he just penned me there, but... He probably hit me on a lower plate. He's going to try to come all the way around. He might actually... I was about to say, he might actually get the Strev. I have a shot on this guy over here just to aim in a little bit more. But when the T95 works, already wasn't hitting me. There weren't a lot of tanks that had heat rounds, you know, in the match, especially on the enemy team, to where, you know, it's really hard to beat this. But once you start factoring in, if there's like say a lot of Russian tanks or Chinese tanks with heat rounds, because they're the main ones, it starts getting a little bit difficult to actually use your armor, unless you have to put a little bit of an angle to it, which is hard if you get close up to tanks. But pretty good match, you know, 4,900 damage. We each got at least a kill here as far as our platoon. That's funny, Fridge. I would say 10 beers for me and I would probably be knocked out for about 2 or 3 days. Yeah. I like it when I'm the one, you know, basically shooting, but I don't like it when I'm the person on the receiving end of the oops moments. Got a first class high caliber award. Most amount of damage, you know, given high caliber. Nice, quick, easy match for our team now. You know, I didn't block any damage, surprisingly enough. But next up I have a... Okay, I can play one more tier 9. I think I have one other in here. I have a T10. But yeah, this is the last tier 9 I can do for a while, so well. And then I'm gonna go back to just doing tank request in order here. Get to add that into the shop. Yeah, I'm having a little bit better stream today than I did last stream. I was struggling quite a bit last time. Wargaming doesn't think the Type 59 is overpowered. If you mean specifically them, they've mainly kept the Type 59 rare just because, you know, it gets people interested in tournaments, watching, you know, streams where they give them out, and when they do sell it, you know, say like once a year or something, it basically prints money for them. The only people calling it overpowered are honestly misinformed people. When they sell the Object 252U though in February, God help any tier 7 6 tanks, and also say any tier 8 without a lot of penetration, because that tank, it is imbalanced. It's not blatantly overpowered, but it is in, say, a lot of situations. It's not good, you know, on hilly terrain, or if it's in a fight where it needs to kind of rely on DPM. However, it is basically a little bit too good for its tier. Yeah, no way I can push there. We have a lot of people. Fire Dog's there. I'm gonna try to push up here with the AMX. And of course we found this PZ4 in the mist. Thought that was gonna be an easy shot, but it's not. Yeah, the 13105, or not, yeah, 13105. He just went a little bit too far out for his own good there. But we got to do something because the cap. It's what I was worried about. Someone had pinged it too, so other people know too. And of course, my heat round landed a little bit lower than when I was where I was aiming, and it got soaked up by the side armor. Okay, we should. I'm gonna try. Try. Nope. I was really hoping that was gonna take him out, but you know, I didn't even try to go back to the cap because I wasn't gonna make it if they weren't gonna reset. To where I hope, because we had a, or no, not had. We still have the T95, the T110E3. Nobody's camping. Because unfortunately we're not playing the flag very well. But it looks like there's just one person they weren't able to reset. Oh, I put a little bit of faith and it didn't work out. But that's my problem. Well, I guess our problem too. Okay, but good amount of damage. At the end of the day, it didn't matter though because we got capped out. So for whatever reason, I can't get comfortable here. I have like a... But thank you for the fights, William. They were fun, even though, you know, at least the last one here, unfortunately, we got capped out. Alright, so I have the Jumbo Sherman. Basically by balancing concerns, tier 8 right now. Hey little dog, stop that please. I'm actually right after the stream here going to the vet to get him some medicine. Gotta keep him from not chewing himself apart right now. You know, they've done a lot of balancing at high tiers recently to where older tier 8 mediums are definitely low underpowered. Tier 8 lights are borderline only because of the massive amount of armor at tier 9 and 10 now. But for the most part, you know, there's like the T32 tier 8 heavy that's a little bit weak, but I feel like most of the balance concerns are from tier 4 to tier 7, with, you know, some tier 8s fitting into there as well. I'm going to try out over here given that there's no arty. However, you know, there's a lot of problems with the game, you know, but it all, in a way, it does come down to your opinion. Like, I don't like to rant too much because, you know, at the end of the day, no game's ever going to be perfect. World of Tanks definitely is by far not perfect, but, you know, it's still a game that, you know, it draws a lot of people in. And even people that claim that they absolutely hate the game and they're going to quit, still play it. I don't know any other game that people do that. Yeah, thanks again, Will, for the platoon matches. They were fun. Unfortunately, I don't have it. You know, I have a, you know, I don't have really any tier 9s or 10s coming up soon. That was bad shooting on my part. Until they get within my max view range, I'm just gonna take this little fellow out, but what are you doing, Scorpion G? You're just like driving out in the center. But yeah, it's also a little bit hard for me to piece together while playing here. But usually, like, there is a pretty big difference between, like, the videos I make when I don't stream. I'm able to basically form a complete thought, where trying to play here, I'm trying not to, like, drive myself out in front of, like, 5 enemies. Because I definitely do play on the edge a lot. I didn't think he'd kill him. That's why I was trying to set up a shot for myself. It shouldn't be seen still. Yes, basically, I'm actually a little bit afraid because I feel like some people getting hyped up about the Defender, excuse me. You know, it is a very good tank. It is going to break matchmaking for, I would say, at least a week from a lot of people playing it. But I wouldn't be surprised if Wargaming, knowing how blatantly unbalanced it is, honestly, as far as premiums go, it, in a broad picture, like the E25 is unbalanced, but mainly because of, say, the camo rating. The Defender's better across more scenarios, to where it's probably the least balanced premium tank that you can have a chance at getting currently. And especially in the masses, to where say you have like 5 or 6 of them on a team. Like E25s, if you have that happen, your team's gonna lack basically people able to tank shots and stuff. You don't have a lot of penetration on your team, and there are counters to that. The defender, you know, the counter is low DPM and poor gun depression as far as like fighting on hilly stuff. But the problem right now, like, I was a little hesitant to push in here because, yeah, they're still going to have basically tanks that can counter us. Like, we're only down by 3, but they still have enough to where just purely capping them out is going to be difficult. We probably could have played this a little bit faster. Like, mainly me, I was camping a little bit, but it is, you know, it's tough to expect it. Like, none of us are top tier here. To where, unfortunately, you know, they all got killed pretty early on, our top tier tanks. But this ISU particularly is going to be nasty dealing with. Like the T-34-100 doesn't even have that much armor, and I'm struggling to pen him. Alright, I'm really hoping they don't get Fire Dog over here. Yeah, this WZ-111, I can't pen him. With APCR, maybe. Their ISU did hit me earlier, which, you know, pushing out for me right now is not in the books. Trying my best to help. It's just pushing. Unfortunately, they're going to make it to our cap early. I'm just hoping that they screw up and, like, don't cap us. But, like, yeah, I just got one shot at. That's why I was trying not to push in, but I didn't pull far back enough. I could have gotten a little bit further back, but our only hope was somehow getting the 111 out. Then the Nashorn would be easy, but we still had an ISU 152 to punch through, which, you know, is basically next to impossible. So like the 112 that you mentioned, Merlin, that's part of the reason they stopped selling preferential tanks. Is, you know, it's a good idea, but in the grand scheme of balancing, it did make things a little bit more difficult. I got top damage, you know, on my team at least, but unfortunately, we lost, you know, like our KV4, and we had one other tier 8 heavy. Or no, maybe we just had a super Pershing. We basically lost our top tiers a little too early, to where it was a little bit too much to come back after that. I had to fire quite a bit of APCR just to kind of make up for being bottom tier. Alright, so I got a T-26E5 next. I'll actually play... I've actually got both now. I actually never even... I actually don't have a crew in this yet to where... Why don't I pop my T-32 crew into this? I know it's not going to be a complete fit, but... Go. I have the howitzer on the M4 Sherman, the tier 5s, but the tier 6, I think, as far as tier 6 go, it's toss up whether or not you use it. I like the 76 better. Only because the 105, it starts showing a little bit of issues against facing, say, tier 7s and 8s, since you see them a lot more. I know, we have some crazy camouflages here. I try not to make mine too awkward, but like I'm not gonna put like pink and stuff on them. But I'll still play around with if I have like a new tank, because I got this through the Christmas bundles. But I'll at least try to make them somewhat like plausible when it comes to the paints on tier 8 premiums or tier 10 tanks. This is going to be interesting because they're AMX M449s. I really hope most of the people, you know, that are like in tier 6s and stuff know where to shoot them, because they have quite a bit of armor on the front, but if they know that they can pen them in the cupola easily, that will make our life much easier. At least somebody got a hit on him. I'm gonna press though here, because I know that I'm covered from behind right now, as far as they'll at least spot them if they're trying to push into me. But we're really lacking on the other flank, so it's definitely a concern that we're lacking on the other flank. Ah, crap, I screwed up there. Alright, here we go. I got 4 tanks behind me. I'm hoping at least one of them at least already hit him. There we go, another hit. Just trying to pull them out of kind of their safe zone. Did not want to take that other hit. Right now, Fire Dog's fine. I don't have any chance to push around the corner, but I am going to help him because there's way too many tanks right now trying to take him out. I try to get this... Ah, crap. Yeah. Trying to give those people something to aim at, just so they don't flank him. It works so far. We still have an OI over there, that's fine. He's kind of keeping them preoccupied. Uh-oh, they have a T-29 over here. That T-29 got another shot on me. Uh-oh. Got a phone call from somebody. 1 second. Alright, so that was spam. Not a very good time for a telemarketer, but I gotta answer my phone though. I can't ignore it. Just in case it's something for... Crap. I should have angled the other way. Oh well. Hopefully we win this. Goddamn telemarketers. I gotta answer my phone though, you know, just in case it's something for the restaurant though. That was a very bad timing there. I wish somebody would... I forget the person's name already. It's one of those stupid recordings like, "Hello, I'm calling about your resort rewards card." I don't go to any resorts. I don't have any card. I stupidly angled though wrong for 2 shots. I shouldn't have taken damage on, but yeah, that last one though, I was distracted. Anyway though, my next tank up is going to be the T-43. You don't like my, or our, since both of us have kind of crazy patterns here. Unfortunately, the problem we have right here, our one SU kind of went out into the boondocks, but we don't have any other chance to reset unless, you know, kind of pushing here. But it's tough though, because you have to push out fairly far to be able to reset. Stream sniping and telemarketer. Yeah, unfortunately though, we just don't have enough time here to be able to push through all the way. Yeah, they're all way back there. Oh well. Still, that's kind of my fault. I shouldn't have died though. Also my fault because I don't have a voicemail set up, so I have to answer all my phone calls too. I probably should get on that. I've had my phone for several months now. Got a Confederate award though, but should have done much better. Firedog did a very nice job though. I did a couple little mistakes there. See you, Kona. I have a T-43 up next. Whoops. Completely wrong thing. Yeah, this is gonna be my last platoon match since I have quite a few requests here, and also I need to get some grinds in too. But after this, I'm gonna grind and then go to the E25 type T-34. Do I have that? I probably do. I have so many new tanks. I've added in the past about 2 to 3 weeks. I've added about what, like 50-ish tanks, if not maybe a little bit more. And right before Christmas, I've added about 100 tanks to my garage. A lot of tanks. It's really hard for me to remember which ones I have. We would have been fine, honestly. Even with them getting to our cap. If I didn't take that last T-29 shot and bounced it, I could have taken him out. I would have survived because I wouldn't have pushed anywhere stupid after that. And I would have definitely been able to help reset the cap better. The end, what kind of got screwed up for us there was, you know, with Firedog having, it was something like 400-ish HP, the rest of our heavies kind of gets pushed down the side of the map behind him, and they all stopped at the corner and didn't push out anywhere, even though some of them had a lot of HP. So unfortunately, coming back from that area, they took the longest route, and, you know, they didn't really help him out any there. I definitely do need to. I need to set up a voicemail box so I can I used to just put my phone on silent during all my streams. Alright, so bottom tier. My one tactic goes out of the window because of these two tanks as far as pushing hard here. I'll probably get set up in the center to begin with. but doing a T43 if I like push into, you know, anything really, unless it's maybe like a WZ131, I'm at a disadvantage. Merlin, honestly, I would say 99% of people shouldn't have the amount of crews that I have. I only keep all the tanks that I do and have 100% crews and put equipment in them because I live stream and the way I do my live streams. Like most other streamers, honestly, you'll see that they keep like mainly just tier 10s, 9s, and some 8s in their garage, and they sell almost every other tank they have, or they only keep tanks that are fairly good for their tier, to where, you know, it's not recommended. It's really expensive, honestly, to do this too. But, you know, that's kind of how I have, you know, and also like doing my streams. But most people will basically just sell a tank, plop the crew, and retrain it into another tank, and, you know, that's it. So they don't have to contend with this amount of garage slots and having this many crews at once. So I do it for you guys. That's fun. Funny, Floyd, not Lloyd. Thank you for the follow, Danius, I think, over on Twitch. As I say, I prefer not to keep getting hit, but I didn't think he could even shoot me. But at the very least, he got some damage dealt to him. Thank you very much, Lobobo, for the tip. Levi appreciates it. He's getting some new dog treats today too. Went through the ones we have to get him now. They come in a smaller bag than his previous ones since he can't have them anymore. So I go through them a lot faster. But yeah, as far as, you know, I like having a bunch of different tanks because, you know, not all of them, you know, are, say, good for their tier or in the game currently. But I don't think Scorpion G, he does not want to light them up because he will die. You know, that's what I like about World of Tanks is you have so many different tanks in the game that they all play different. Even if, you know, they're the same style of tank, every single tank plays different, to where I wouldn't have played the game this long if I had to play, say, the same, say, like 20 tanks at a time. I know not everyone feels the same way, and that's just, you know, personally why I like the game. Like, I remember playing, you know, like more regular shooters, say like Battlefield, Call of Duty and stuff. I like those games, but, you know, they don't grab my attention for as long because, you know, you have maybe, say, like 10 of each type of gun, and really they don't feel all that different outside of some shoot faster, some do a little bit more damage, stuff like that, to where there's not that added layer of complexity like armor, gun depression, mobility. I was trying to play this somewhat Thanks, Firedog, for platooning. Yeah, after this, going back to solo just so I can make sure I get through these tank requests I have. I tried to play this safe though because I was bottom tier. I did screw up a couple shots in positioning, but, you know, unfortunately this doesn't always work out to where At least I still did. I did all right this match, but I could have eked out a little bit more. Right now, I'm not in a very safe spot right now. I'm gonna die in the next 30 seconds, I would say. Yep. Either from in front or they're gonna shoot me from like here. See ya, Paulus. Thanks for watching. But thank you again, guys, for platooning. Alright, so let me go into the Nashorn from the last stream now, this stirrer meal here. But as far as the crew system, how they said they're going to rework it, I think they'll end up going like World of Warships, to where instead of having multiple crew members, it'll just be one person to tank. I don't want them to do that because it dumps it down a little bit. I think something to where, say, you train the crew and it works for, say, like American mediums. Say instead of training a crew member and it's just, you know, say for the M46 Patton, it'll be for the, you know, American mediums. As far as like a commander, it works in all of them. I think that would be better. Let's say I did miss that. The ELC Even 90 just got released. I completely missed that was today, the 25th. So, there's a new premium tank in the game. I would probably say, unless you really like passive scouting, is not that good of a tank to pick up. I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen different reviews and stuff for it already, even including I did a review for it. It does lack a lot of firepower potential, but it's teeny tiny. It's like a little ant running around, and you know, the camouflage in it is insane. Hello, Yosef and Sidekick. I'm hoping I don't push too far out. Yeah, you can find, just look in the video description on YouTube here. It'll explain all the most used commands that you need to know. Or, you know, pop over to the URL that Randall mentioned. It's right next to him here too. Like, I think they will need to buff that tank if they didn't already. I don't think they did though. But, you know, it is going to be a fun scout, but as far as doing damage and stuff, it's definitely very difficult to actually accomplish that. Unless you're top tier, then it's okay, but... Alright, team. Nope, nobody's going to push here. Awesome. Yeah. I guess this tank is too slow for my liking, to be honest. Thank you, Sidekick, for the subscription, and B3 MM. I'm gonna take a chance. I probably am just gonna die, but I see a lot of bad stuff happening on the rest of the map to where I need to do something here. Really? I don't know. You're not gonna spot anything doing that. I'm gonna take a risk and hopefully not die here. See you, Will. Have a nice night. Stay warm. So far, so good. Let's say it didn't look like they had anyone really playing the corner too hard or playing these areas, so... Nashor and Ralph. That went over my head. You alright, little dog? Levi's just he's a little itchy. More so than usual. It'll be nice once we can turn the heat off to where, whoops, and I fired too early, or too late. His gets really dried out with our heat. Somebody's shooting me. And of course it's Lorraine. I'm not surprised, like, I am playing this further out than I should. But hoping they move into my shot. I'm taking a wild guess because I can't spot that far, and I missed. I shot at the wrong time. I'm gonna set myself up for the next shot here, but I'd be able to fire right now. Yep. And I missed my chance. At least I still killed him, but I definitely could have done better there. Please, FV304, spare me. I'd have to look. He is one that's like cheddar flavored, and the other one like yogurt and apples, if I believe I'm correct there. It's just we need to find, awesome, basically the only type of like binder, say like flour, he can have in his food is pea flour, because he's allergic to rice, wheat, or he can have barley. He's allergic to rice, wheat, and I forget the potatoes. That a lot of dog food, kind of those three are the three most popular types. To where he can have pea flour or barley. Even though barley is very close to wheat, he's not allergic to it. So his treats, you know, are basically more or less pea flour and like cheese. They're like little biscuits. They look like normal dog treats. But the only place we get them around here is we have like a little local specialty dog food store. And then his food is basically, I call it fish food. It's white fish, but that's just like white fish, pea flour, like different fish oils and stuff. Because he's even allergic to like corn. But he can actually eat. He can eat more than he did a few months ago. Just the treats we're giving him were, there's salmon, but they had a small amount of rice in it, actually. Awesome. Oh well. I definitely took a risk and forgot that he was up there. That was not a very good match on my part. But yeah. So we have M103. I saw E100 request. For anyone, you know, requesting now, usually my tank requests do fill up fairly early on in the stream to where I'm gonna try to get to the requests I have up here, but it, you know, it might not work out depending on how many battles I can actually get through here, because I have a little bit over an hour left for the stream. Alright, so I have an E25 here. Well, honestly, the whole dogs eating grain thing, it's actually a misconception to where, you know, not all dogs are allergic to them, but it's actually the #1 allergy. As far as what looking into, either dogs are allergic to low quality like meat that they put in, like chicken, say like stuff that's separated with chemicals and whatnot, but wheat's actually basically the #1 allergy that you find in dogs, because if you think about, say, dogs, it's not like they run around through wheat fields chewing on wheat, you know. But it's just something to where a lot of dog foods, it is a lot of filler, to where his is almost like purely like fish. Alright, so we got an E25. I'm just gonna do a quick little pass here, but oh god, don't point people to the beach. We will lose. This is probably gonna be one of the most well-received changes when this map gets changed in the March update for the graphic render. The beach will no longer be a huge waste. And we're sending 2 people down there. Fortunately, there's not really anybody out on this side. We have a few people in the center, but not much. We're gonna struggle to retain map control here. This IKV is pretty far back. I'm gonna set up back here, but I am still a little bit close where they potentially can spot me. I'm gonna pull back. Just having shots is another thing. This VK is definitely gonna get pushed on. And I can't pen a KV5 in this thing. I can try to chuck APCR at it, but I don't think it's going to help that much. Like, surprisingly, we still have 4 people on the beach. Hopefully they do something when they actually push through it, but would have been nice to have them across the rest of the map, to be honest. Poodle's gonna spot me here. But problem I has, I don't necessarily want to be here, but if we lose this side, which at this point is very likely, it just all depends on if this KB5 pushes into us. But I'll try to help out. Because they're not setting up to where can actually get shots off. Crap. I'll try to get this Cromwell. Let's say I know... I'm gonna say I know I probably can get through here, but that didn't work out. Oh crap. Artie, are you kidding me right now? I was not expecting an Artie shot that soon. Granted, you know, I was spotted for a little bit. Just working within the constraints of... I unfortunately can't help now that I don't have HP. I'm gonna try to help out over here. Crap, now I'm spotted again. The constraints of fighting over there, shooting like a KV5 and stuff is just not gonna work with the E25. Hello JT and Tommy, nice to see you. As far as making food for Levi, like I'll make him stuff occasionally, like when I'm cooking something that he can eat, but it's just, not to say I don't have time for it, but it's definitely not something I'd want to do unless I had to. But you know, we do have options as far as food goes where he's not allergic to anything in it, or what we feed him as far as treats and stuff go. And his dog food, his, you know, dry and wet food he can eat. It's just, you know, we have to be very picky with what we actually give him. Not exactly a good E25 match here, but at least we won. Revenge. All right. Yeah, could have had a little bit better showing there, but at least we got a W. Yeah, I was towards the bottom there with the beach people. I have a type T34 up next. Let's see, do I have crew in it? Maybe I don't have crew in it. I thought I did. Whoops. So let me, I probably should have got these when they're on sale. I guess I missed it. I've got one. I don't even know what happened to it because they're definitely not in a premium tank. Maybe I butchered them. I probably did that for a different tank. Let me just set this up though, because I haven't played a battle in this. I don't know where he came from though. Unless I trained him for a premium tank. I'm confused, but oh well. It's up into the Type T34 here. Again, like, there's so many tanks to where I don't even remember some of the tanks I own. Trying to look to see if the 9.22 test server updated yet, but it doesn't look like it's live. Because there was a possibility I could hop on there to see the specific changes for like the Object 257 and stuff like that, but it does not look like it's online yet. Hello, Tank On. Nice to see you. Alright, so bottom tier again here. One thing with the matchmaker, it does, like, say you're grinding a tank over and over. Sometimes it doesn't exactly do the best job, but it does take into account as far as how many times you are bottom tier. However, I've noticed, you know, if you're popping like tier 5 to 7 to 6 and stuff, it doesn't really take that into account. If, you know, you're popping into different tanks, different tiers, or sometimes you get, like, especially when I'm streaming here, you get some really long streaks to where you're always kind of at the bottom of the food chain, but yeah, we'll be fine here as long as I have enough people down here in the south. Hopefully I actually have this thing kitted out. I had equipment on it, so I'm assuming I put the upgraded modules. I know some of the tanks I have at lower tiers, I have them purchased, and I have crews in them. However, I didn't put the upgraded modules on them yet, nor did I put some other stuff, like full equipment and stuff on them. I'm kind of doing that as I play them. I definitely did not have enough credits during this previous sale to kit out like 40 new tanks. Still on the fence whether or not I should push here. I'll go for it. The Panther's heading. Awesome, he's gone. Looks like they pushed the town pretty hard, given that their Comet T50's over there. They just I'm gonna do a raffle here up next, but quick question: is anybody interested in actually picking up the Even 90 that just got released today in a premium shop? I'm just curious if anyone actually is interested in picking up that tank. I'm kind of on the fence about it, only because you know, some people might like to see it, but also it's definitely not a good tank, but it is quirky, and for whatever reason I like quirky tanks every now and then. I know a few of you guys have mentioned the AMX 1357 before, wanting to pick that up. Taking a slightly longer route because I'm kind of hoping my team catches up. Might be able to catch Artie. No, too late. Not that I have the best view range. There he is. I was off by a little bit. Oh lord, we are down by a tank. They have a pretty massive glob of tanks. We get 3 on here, we'd be maybe okay. Depends on how far their other tanks pushed. I'm extremely tempted to go hide behind that SU-100 and just hope for the best. Sticker Max, don't push. They shot him. They're still shooting him. I'm trying not to fire to retain any little bit of camouflage I have, but fortunately we just beat them out because they did not shoot us. I guess the Dicker Max shooting or popping out there helped out. Alright, so let me start a giveaway here. We're up to 1,000 for the pot for the raffle. Master Badge 3rd class. Not exactly the best match, but at least we won that and didn't lose at the end of the day. That's why, granted, you know, we got a little lucky there, but that's why the southern flank, you know, it's definitely the better tank, or not tank, flank to go to. I have a 113 up next here. Let me get personal reserve off. Thank you, Nectar, for the subscription. Alright, so top tier. Kinda wish I was on the other side, but because they have plenty of mediums that'll be able to beat me if I press the hill. I might just stick with the usual town side that I like to do. I've noticed it's become a little bit less effective because more people are starting to go out there, so people know how to counter it more. But I definitely know that we should have plenty of people going this way. Yep, got plenty of people heading to the hill. Unfortunately, the southern side has a harder time getting up the hill unless you basically have more mobility than the enemy team, which fortunately it does look like they're going to get some people up there. the enemies kind of froze their T-54 and the FE-4202, so helps us, but they're still not out of the woods yet. I'm just gonna keep pressing until I see somebody. There. Oh my god, that completely whiffed on him. Let's get a track shot. He's gonna use this repair kit most likely, or not. Like, I'll gladly use mine because I knew he was gonna be able to pull back. This guy has a lot more armor than I'd rather deal with because I miss a lot of shots in this tank. So, I used 2 heat rounds on him, I think. Maybe 3, but I'd rather have a little bit of breathing room. There is a VK101P out here. Do I think he sees me still? I don't think so. Your mama. That's his name. Unfortunately, I've got that thing coming at me, which scares me a little bit given its armor. It's not that I can't deal with it, it's just I'd rather back up just a pinch here and let him come out. It'll be easier for my team to help me. And I also can get shots over this direction a little bit better. Specifically if I can help take out this STI here. Keeping an eye behind me, he's slowly coming up here. I don't think he thought that I had pushed as far as I did. It actually helps that he went out there because I was able to just kind of scoot away from where he was pushing. Ooh, I should have used a repair on my track, but this T-57's not paying attention to me. Now I gotta worry about him. Hopefully there already doesn't have a shot on me. Since he's using APCR, I'm just... Congrats, Randall, on winning the raffle. There we go. I'm trying to keep my side out so he bounces off of it. Okay, I got 2 tanks. I can take... Ooh, I got 1 tank. I was like, I got 2 tanks with me. Yay! And no. Sorry, Panther 2. Yeah, we saw that glorious ammo rack that guy got. Alright. Problem I have now is, like, I know the A4 had shots there. So the only reason I got through priorly was because I wasn't spotted when I passed through here. Yep, so why don't we drive straight at him again? That made a whole lot of sense. I don't even care that I'm using heat here on a tier 8. This guy deserves to get heat thrown at him. Or not that guy particularly, but that tank particularly. Would be nice though if I had a little bit more HP, but I'm gonna try to make the jump here, especially if the 121 is pushing. Abort. Oh, abort right there. There's a T-28, but this building blocks you just enough if you line that up. Fortunately, I'm not already safe, and the T-54, yeah. Got myself a little bit too far out here now. I should have just kept pushing when I had the chance to make it. I'm trying to not die from the T-54, but he's gonna get me here eventually. Thank you, Badger. But I couldn't back up any further because the E4 was looking at me. Problem I have now is, yeah, now he knows I'm here, but already can splash me. Okay, the E4 is actually not aiming my way. Whatever. I'll say I'll shoot him there. That not that he's already tracked, but there we go. Pretty good match. 4,700 damage, 2,800 block, 800 assists, 4 kills. I'm a little bit worried there for a minute at the end that we were gonna blow it, but thank God. Hey, you just got the alert. You never know when you're gonna get those pesky alerts for live streaming. He's an A1, and there's no way he got south. Thanks, whoever requested this tank, though. Say, I haven't played the... I don't think I've played the 113 in a little bit. If it was only like one match recently. Got a extra bad second class though, steel wall, high caliber. Yeah, easily the most amount of damage. But yeah, pretty good match. Can't complain. Definitely went better than I thought it was gonna go, but luckily our team ended up getting the center. And I got some bonds out of it, given that I completed a mission. I think I had doubled up on these Levi requests, so that's a grind here. Let me hop into... I don't think I doubled earlier. Oh no, maybe I did. They won that. No, TVP. So that fellow... But for anybody interested in the ELC Even, I will be playing it shortly. I just gotta get it equipped out. But I'll play, at least a battle in it and go over its stats really quick. Go-to fun tank, basically like M48A5 or T123, but usually it's, some sort of tier 10 with some armor to it. JT's on the other team. Hello, JT. He's in the Leopard prototype. Say, should I cover my mini-map? That would actually hurt me more than it would help. I'd say I still need to... I'm getting a little hungry here. I tried eating a... Oh, it tasted weird. It was like a breakfast bar. Not a granola bar, but a protein... It was cookie dough flavor, and it only had 1 gram of sugar in it. They sweetened it. I forget what it was sweetened with, but it was a weird flavor. I couldn't finish it, so I'm a little hungry. Thank you, Tony, for the subscription. Well, you guys will get to see the Even 90. I don't recommend people buying it unless you know what you're getting yourself into. You know, a tank that is mainly built around camouflage and being tiny, so it doesn't have a lot going for it. But you know, it at least can be fun in that regard. But as far as being able to kill stuff, yeah. Definitely gets like a 2 out of 10 in that department. Some people said they want it down tier to tier 6 with its current stats. It's more like right now at tier 7. It just needs a little bit oomph behind its gun and it would be a much better tank. I wouldn't be surprised if they do end up tweaking it. I'd like to push here, but you know, I'm bottom tier and more or less likely I'm not going to like if I push myself. Oh, hello JT. You found me. Tip me a biscuit. Must kill. No, I'm not specifically aiming at JT just because he's watching the stream and in the clan. He's the only tank I can shoot here right now. Luckily though, the enemy has not pushed, you know, dead ahead of me right in this position because I would be caught off guard. Be very nice though if I had one tank. I just don't want to push up here and run into say 1 or 2 tanks I can't deal with because you don't have any armor on this thing. You're right, little doggo? Yeah, if I ran into the 430U, even my premium pen would even struggle to deal with him in most cases. When in doubt, I guess double down and you know, I was like both die, but he scooted out there. Just playing it safe though. Our other side's doing well. Their team doesn't look like they want to push very hard, so I will scoot up here at least. I thought I had a shot on him. Alright. Yep, and of course he goes right where I could hit him. Don't have a shot now though. Okay, time to play this a little bit faster because the other side went from doing very well to we lost a couple tanks and the other side is kind of even right now. I say heat will not help you here, Object 432. You're gonna either pen me or you're not. Yeah, I don't know if this Yag Tiger knows what he's getting himself into here, but I really wish that he would not push because if he dies and this object actually starts to side scrape correctly here, then we'll be I don't know what that guy was doing, to be honest. Like, the armor on that is good, but just sitting there wiggling it and not moving anywhere, that doesn't do anything. I'm just gonna wait for you to basically straighten your tank out, and I'm just gonna punch right through it. Well, at least that guy tried. Alright. E50M, save me. Fortunately, there are 3 already. Kind of know where they are. It's just I don't think I'd be able to make it over to where they're actually at before they kill me, because I can get one shot at by pretty much every one of them. I'm kind of hoping that we can spot the Yoho, but I guess they do not want to actually push to do that. Yep, that's my fault. Hello, dog. But I'm in a really crappy situation now because I don't have the gun depression to help out here. I guess I can help out the Yag Tiger now because more likely than not, unfortunately the E50M just died. Or not the E50M, the Conqueror. I can help out the Yag Tiger, it's just... this is a really big risk given artillery. Yeah, I don't have a shot either. Be nice if those two guys helped though. You know, just kind of hanging around back there. Yeah, the Yag Tiger got him, fortunately. Slowly making his trek to the SPG, but definitely not an easy task. Yeah, they already got him. Yay, we killed the Oho. Thank God. I need to get up to help him. Ooh, looks like he might try to push. And I bounced. Awesome. At least you killed me, JT. But that backfired. I just saw when my E50M, when he was pushing far, he was definitely gonna die. So I tried to make the best out of that, but it backfired there. Oh well. Hopefully you guys win there, JT, if you're still watching. But let me get into the ELC here. Light. Alright, so let's dismiss these people. So for those of you that don't know what this tank is, it just got released on the NA server today. I do have a review out about it, but it's not exactly the best tank in the world. I'm actually putting a camo net on it, and you rarely see me do that. Getting it set up here before I take it. Alright, we're going some funky camo schemes here, given that this is a funky tank. And we'll go with large. Small. But basically the ELC Even, one of the teeniest, tiniest high tier tanks you're gonna find, and what goes with, does purple go with it? No. We'll go with green and make it a little extra special there. It's really tiny. That's kind of its, I guess, upside of this tank. Hopefully nobody hates me too much for putting on all this god-awful stuff, but I'm mainly buying this tank for the fun of it. Thank you, Boone, for the subscription. But basically looking at this tank compared to, say, like the Bat Chat here, it's so small. Looking at a T92, even compared to that, it's small. Adding into the mix, I'm trying to find M56 Scorpion. It's even smaller than M56 Scorpion. So this is a really small tank in the grand scheme of things. I do have a full review out for it, but just stacking it up, say, against the tier 8 Bat here. So I'm make it close here, because I believe I have different equipment on them. But just stacking it up against the tier 8 bat, you know, it does more damage per shot, a little bit extra pen. However, DPM is the most important thing. It lacks a lot of DPM for a tier 8. Yes, it was just released about an hour and a half or so ago on the NA server. But you know, the main downside of this tank is definitely the DPM. The mobility is a little bit worse as well, even though it has a higher top speed. Concealment, you know, 22 here, just, you know, base, no crew skills, camo net factored in, or any equipment and stuff. If I add on some stuff here, not that a camo net will do anything. I don't have vents, but say you add vents, unfortunately it doesn't let me click that for some reason. But adding that on, you can get it well above, you know, 40, and adding on most notably the T92, it has better camouflage than the T92 light tank, which already has really good camouflage for a tier 8 light. So it does have upsides, but the gun is definitely lacking a bit in DPM. Hit points is really low, like you're gonna get murdered in this thing if things actually hit you, and it does not weigh that much either. So if anything brushes you, much like the M56 Scorpion, you're gonna take a lot of damage. And I don't have, you know, in this tank yet, given that I'm using the Batchat 12T crew, I don't have camouflage or anything as far as the crew skills, so that does hurt the camouflage quite a bit on this. So as far as, you know, factoring in like a 41% or whatever the camouflage is, somewhere around there, given that if you put yourself like behind a bush and or you have like a camo net equipped, the only way you're going to get spotted is if somebody comes within the you know, the minimum spotting distance to you. Unfortunately for this map, I don't know where I should head. I might actually try something quirky and sit out here. But unfortunately, you know, I don't have the crew skill for the camo perk, so it's definitely not as good as, you know, I would like the camo, but I'll try. I should paint it like a frog. I figured though, you might as well go pretty crazy on the camouflage, given that if someone sees this thing, it might shock them and they might not want to shoot me. My tank is so small. I don't even have 6 cents on this. God help me. If someone has me spotted, I am literally screwed here. Someone aiming at me? Yep, yep, they definitely see me. They definitely see me there. But basically, you're gonna be a pure scout in this thing. You're not looking to deal damage. I'm really terrified because nobody is near me as far as my team goes into town, so I'm gonna try to run away while I still can. But you're so small in this thing, it's almost comical. And even though the power to weight ratio isn't that good, it's still pretty zippy. But, you know, if you're gonna buy this thing, definitely know that you're getting yourself a tank to where the gun is kind of a shortcoming of it. I don't even want to fire there because I'll be spotted. I know somebody else is spotting him, but yeah, lucky he's dead now. I'm gonna take a gamble here. Oh, no, never mind. I'm not gonna take a gamble. I can't push into the UDES 3 because... Or... What the hell? I'm gonna push into the UDES 3. It weighs much more than I do, so... I can take some ramming damage if I hit him wrong here. Nor did I actually penetrate it. I actually tracked myself as well. No! Somebody kill him! Yay! Oh god, there's a... The IKV-90 got me. Darn. Oh, I picked him up too late. But... Plus I got ammo rack, so my reload was like 75 seconds or something. But, This will come with a Cracker Jack box. It probably could fit in one. But basically, maybe I'll try to hop into this in another... towards the end of the stream. I got the... thought I played the Shrev 103B. I'll play it again. I think it got requested again if I wasn't mistaken. But you know, basically you have the best camouflage at tier 8. You're the tiniest tank at tier 8. Your mobility's good, but the gun, you know, you'll be able to get 3 shots off, 220 damage a piece. So if you get around a tank and, you know, you can deal damage, but if you don't kill them, your reload's so long, which is what gives it that awful DPM, that you're not going to be able to kill any tanks, especially on your own. But once you get, say, the camo perks for your crew and get it to that like 41 or 44 whatever percentage, you know, basically on the move, because you don't lose it while moving, it's pretty much going to be a killer scout at tier 8. It doesn't have the best view range. Like, you can swap out the camo net that I have just because I don't have crew skills for vents, and that'll push it closer to max, but it will be, you know, outspotted if a light tank has really good camo for their crew plus really good view range. Thank you, Meerkat, for the follow on Twitch. Yeah, I know I played it for a challenge earlier. I thought I had taken it off, but I could have been mistaken. But anyway, at least there's no Artie here. But yep, another match where Strub 103B. A lot of people, you know, most TDs at tier 10 have guns that can overmatch you, and then these guys are going to be a problem too. And even the 121, I believe. It's just I go into playing this tank seeing how many people can actually overmatch the front of my armor and head from there. Here, Levi snoring back there. Which, my next giveaway coming up, you know, towards the end here, entering it. Well, thanks for the follow, Meerkat. Anyone watching on Twitch, if you want to enter over on YouTube, it's just !Raffle when I do it. It's gonna be in about 2 battles. I'm gonna be giving away the I have a game key for Stellaris. I have an extra one. So whoever wins, I just need to know where to message you, whether it's on my Discord for the stream and my website, or your World of Tanks in-game name. I can message you, and it's a Steam game key if I'm not mistaken. Blue Poser, nice to see you. I'm glad you like WoT Guru. Given that there's no Artie, I will set up here to begin with, just because they don't have anybody up on the hill yet, it seems like. Nope, doesn't look like they're going to push anybody up here. I stand mistaken, or correct it. I have a HE loaded, so I don't mind hitting him if it makes sense. Not that that was like pathetic. Ooh. I will gladly shoot you, Super Conqueror. I don't think you realize that your lower plate is weak. I'm hoping he'd push back up. Alright, so decision is, do we push straight over or do I start helping on the left here? I think... Whoa, why is everyone turning left with me? Okay, I think I can help out over here more than pushing over the falls here. But that already, it definitely helps me out a bit. But I should be able to pen this E3 if everyone doesn't... Why we didn't need everybody here. Oh well, looks like I'm not going there. Thank you very much. You know, because would have been easier if they went over, given that me against, what, the 183 here and their Super Conqueror is not exactly a very good matchup, but... I'm gonna let somebody else go over first, unless they're not. So we're just gonna turn all the way around, even though we have the hill. I don't even know if the guy's still here. I just can't. Yeah, they're both still here. Nope. Well, I'm just, screw it. I'm not sitting here longer than I need to. If they don't want to push, I'm just going to push somewhere else. It's just neither one of those guys looks like they want to take the shot. So I'll just rush down here. Well, it wasn't that they, you know, wanted to snipe there. It's just I was trying to set up and they just drove right in front of me, and it's not like I had any other options available to me to where they could have peeked, given that, you know, they wouldn't get one shot at by the FV 183. Unfortunately, the 183 did move here. Say, if these guys weren't going to push, I was literally just going to drive right across here anyway. It's like we have 3 tanks up on them, to where the longer we wait here, the worse off we are, especially given that, you know, they're basically getting held up by 1 or 2 tanks where they, you know, are to the right of me. I'd say, I know I could out-reload him even if he wanted to shoot me again. Alright, I should be able to deal with the Badger here. Luckily, you know, the Badger doesn't have a large caliber gun, so... Armor-wise, not that I have better armor than him, but... a lot better than people will give it credit for against 120mm and smaller guns. Okay, Mr. Grill. He's got one more shot on him, I think. Maybe not. But pretty good match here. 2700 damage. Excuse me, 2700 damage. 1300 block. Make that 7 extra damage there. But I wasn't afraid that we're gonna lose this. I was just Would have been quicker had we just piled over the hill on them and just overwhelmed them. So next up, I've got a badger coming up. Nice, you got all the Swedish tanks? It's always nice when you finish some grinds too. Hello, nice guy, and Niklas. As far as requests go now, I don't think I really can take any more. I'm getting down to the very end of the stream. I have a badger up here, next up in the queue. And then I have a Centurion Action X, Object 140, M103, E100, ELC, Even 90. I'm definitely going to do one more time before the end, to where I'm not sure if I can get to the AMX-30B. I'm going to try though. Like, I can go a little bit over my end time here, but not much. My streaming times, Meerkat, I stream currently Tuesday, Thursday at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time until 11. And then Friday and Sundays 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. at night. And then my Tuesday night streams, we vote on games Sunday night. And basically the game that's picked, it's usually not World of Tanks. I stream Tuesday night starting at 9 p.m. Alright, so another tier 10 only. Nice to see that. Whether or not, there's just, at least early on here, there's just so many tier 10 TDs floating around. I don't blame people though. My stream schedule will be changing, I would probably say by the end of, about the end of February, early March. Just the restaurant starts to open up a bit, and I guess Levi found another treat back there. Sorry, Niklas. I'll try to get to it again. Yeah. I'm not going to make any promises. Yeah, I can go a little bit over the end time here, but I need to pick up stuff for Levi, and I also have a couple things I need to do around the house today. All right. Really? That guy is such an asshole. He said packet loss. I don't believe that's packet loss, but because not to say that everyone in clans like simp, but complaining about the amount of TDs and then just drowning yourself, given it's hard to play a bat chat against this amount of TDs on this map, I would not be surprised if he purposely drowned himself there. But, you know, he said packet loss, so whatever. But you'd be surprised the amount of people that do that. Crap, they have a Type 5 heavy there. But that's very unfortunate that he drowned himself. Still not buying the back loss, but give him the benefit of the doubt there. I've definitely killed myself a lot on this map, but at the same time, I don't do it purposely. I7, I don't know how exactly you're going to set up, but I can help you if you pull back further. Hello, Chris, nice to see you. Like, guys, I can help. However, you need to give me shots. Like, I'm kind of staying out here to where they can hit my lower places too, because it is important that we win this, but I can't help, like, the Centurion's the one mainly aiming at me. Yeah. I can't help that much because they were covering, like, I guess bounce the eye at 7, but they're covering the weak spot where I can't actually hit them. The Type 5 can dirt me here. I can't push around. It really stinks, but unless this Type 5 is looking elsewhere, which he actually is. Oh god, I guess turned him right into me. Yep, he's starting to aim my way. Because even a whiff of a HE shell on me will kill me here. I just hope that he can kill the Centaurian. I'm trying to back up. It's just, I'm kind of limited in what I can do with the amount of HP. But welcome to the stream though, Chris. Oh god. Yep. Took my eyes off of there for a second. That's my bad. He shouldn't have been able to get around, and I would have been able to shoot him once, but that's my bad. Still did 4200 damage, but didn't really block much because being in a city, you're always going to have the lower plate weak spot, and people pretty much just chuck gold at you anyway. Like, I do the same thing. So where if your lower plate's open, you know, I expect to take damage. Would have been nice though if we killed some of those tanks earlier in the town. But yeah, as long as you have 1 HP left, you can still, your gun still does the same damage, so that's why it's important to take tanks out. Alright, so let me start the raffle here, which thanks Florin for the subscription. And Boone. I think I forgot that too. So the winner of this raffle, whoever wins it, I have a game key for Stellaris. If you win it, what I need from you is either, if you're online in World of Tanks on the NA server right now, message me, or just post your World of Tanks username and what server you're on, or you can message me on Discord for the stream. There's an invite in the video description below here on YouTube. But the winner, I have a game key for Stellaris. I just need somewhere to message you. If for whatever reason you have the game already and you'd like to pass it, you know, just kind of type in chat if you want to pass it on to somebody else. Alright. This could be interesting if they push hard on the other side. I don't want to push hard here, but I feel like I kind of need to. Come on, guys. Step right behind me, please. Should be able to push here pretty hard. I don't want to push, it's just 2 light tanks, but I would rather not push into them alone. Why do my shells, they keep going like right into the dirt there. I'm gonna have no choice but to push because the T-54 is able to hit me, and somehow we're not able to hit him back. But like, everyone else can see the tanks that are behind me. Come on, let's do it, guys. We don't have really anybody on the other flank. Holy, the accuracy too here is not working out in my favor. It's like I'm not specifically aiming at the dirt. Yeah, that's why I didn't do that. But I don't want to stay here. It's just... yeah, this is gonna probably be like a 0 damage match at this point, because when I do actually have a clear shot on one of these guys, it dives into the dirt. But I can't push alone, because even if I was further back here, I just can't push any further up, top or bottom, because all of our heavies behind us are not moving. It's just really frustrating. I'm at least taking some shots for my team, but I guess I'm just going to start shooting Hesh, because at this point, you know, I'm not able to hit any cupolas. It's just getting a little bit old, because we're going to lose literally the entire map. Even though that we can push low here and be fine, but a wee bit frustrating. Yay, 42 damage. At this point, I'm just trying to take pot shots whenever I can, because I'm not too high on... Hey, holy hell, they pushed. It's a miracle. Wish we would have done that a couple minutes ago. Not too keen on pushing out right away there. I definitely fired enough shells though and missed. He stopped right... I would have rammed right into the back of him if I tried to push out. Sorry, Mr. E5, but you left me out to dry. I don't want to be spiteful here, but I'm not pushing up there because I can't take a shot for him. Somehow we're still ahead here, but that's only because their JPZ, VK100-01P, and mouse are so slow. That's the only way, or only reason why we have not completely lost this. But like, that was definitely on the edge of making me very angry there. Which, congratulations, Leonard, on winning the raffle. We're still not out of the woods here, because they have, you know, the mouse, JPZ, the VK, all full HP. I'm just kind of hanging around waiting for something to present itself, because I can't push out too far here alone. So, Leonard, if you want to give me your World of Tanks username, what server you're on, or if you're on Discord, send me a message. I can send you that game key. Unless you want to pass it, you can do that as well, and I'll pick a second winner too. Yeah, I don't mind getting on the cap. Just they do have 2 tanks that could reset us very easily here. Given our team, we actually need someone to go reset, or else it's just going to be a draw. Given how campy we were, though, I'd be surprised if they actually... They just need 1 shot. And, you know, there we go. Unfortunately, yep, thank God. Let's say he was very close to resetting, but he missed that first shot. I'm so glad we got the win there. Oh my God, I would have been so angry if we lost that, because it's like you have your whole team on one side. Just move up a little bit. People don't play the Action X a lot anymore because it is a little bit large and takes a lot of ammo rack damage, but it's not that people don't play it a lot, it's just it's always a thing with World of Tanks to where it's not that new of a tank anymore, so people just move on to the, you know, flavor of the patch tank, if you want to call it that. Or, you know, when it comes to seeing people play it, a lot of people that say stream or play mainly for stats and stuff, you see them play a ton of Russian mediums, so it's just something to where that skews perception a little bit. Yeah, there's been a lot of wins and losses from Caps today. Okay, you want to pass the game? Okay, I'll draw second winner. Nice guy. I just draw based off of the Raffle winners. But so nice guy, if you would like a game key for Stellaris, which thank you Brass Monkey for the follow on Twitch. You know, either need your World of Tanks username or, you know, message me on Discord. Yep, looks like Levi heard me move. So I keep sinking into my chair here. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people already have Stellaris. It's a pretty popular game. We never know. We've had, I think one time we passed, you know, 4 times. I might have other game keys too, from the bundle I bought. I mainly got it for a couple other of the games that were in it. But usually if I buy like a humble bundle, to where if anyone, you know, if you don't get the key here, just go to humblebundle.com. You can get it, I believe, just for 12 bucks right now, the minimum price to get it. And you get like 6 or 7 other games alongside of it. Some pretty good ones too. Let's see. Crusader Kings, Pillars of Eternity, Hearts of Iron, Europa Universalis, I don't know. Cities of Motion 2, Magica 2, Majesty 2. To where it's a lot of like strategy games. Hello Anthony, nice to see you. Really hope I don't get spotted soon. One on my fire and lose my camo. Yep. I don't know where I got spotted from. It could have been from, that's probably that TBP. No problem, nice guy. Even, you know, I assume you play World of Tanks, I'm fairly sure. Yeah, you even can just give me a username and I can message you on a forum, even if it's not the NA server. So close. Look at the chance, it's just... I know the 50B is gonna pop out here. I just don't have the best shot at like snapshotting these guys either. There's a badger somewhere over here. I guess hope he's not specifically looking at this little area. Crap. I forgot about the E3 for a second there. Oh, I almost got out of there. It's just... we just lost tanks to where... just didn't have anywhere to move. I was trying to get myself out there to do shots because I don't like heading down here because usually it's just you don't really influence the match much to where you never see a team push really hard and win it because you usually get torn apart from the center to where we put, you know, a couple tanks over here and we just lost. No other way to put it. The board for the, I haven't added, I got new thumbtacks the other day to where I can put more up, but the sponsor board, it will be full. I still haven't gotten, I looked at a light for back here to brighten up back here evenly. Pretty expensive. I need to, I think Ryan and I might craft one, but it will be full once I add up the recent challenges. I'll start using, I have 2 other boards. But M103 is up next here. And then I'm gonna try to get some other of these too. Okay, I'll send the key to you. There's Stellaris. Enjoy, nice guy. Hope he enjoys Stellaris. I really like playing it. If it wasn't for, like, I don't mind, say, streaming a game like Stellaris, it's just, I don't stream long enough, and it would just be, like, one of them, you know, one stream, say, of the game every once in a while. I wouldn't be able to finish, you know, a game in time for it. Sorry guys, I'm not taking any more requests today. The stream's, it's practically over. I have a couple more battles I'm going to try to squeeze in, but I definitely can't take any more requests. Hearts of Iron, I think it's 3. I'll double check, but if just look at humblebundle.com, it's their current, like, big bundle that they're promoting. Fortunately, my team's not even pushing over here. Oh, that's a little bit disappointing. I'm just, honestly, I'm tapped out here because I can't push here, and unfortunately we just lost 3 tanks to where I'm gonna have to backtrack to this side because there's not even anybody behind me in the one line, so I do have to keep an eye that I don't get flanked, but there's not too much I could do, given that I'm a tier 9. Not like I have a crap ton of armor to push. The E100, there's something in my chatbot shop called Michael Bay Plays Tanks. You can purchase that, and I play HE only in a tank if you're choosing, but I don't change my ammunition loadouts or equipment and anything otherwise. I think I'm pretty flexible when it comes to the amount of tanks I play during the stream. That would get abused very, very quickly. It'd be nice if I had someone to help me here. I would be very interested in actually pushing. Really surprised though I bounced that first shot off of him, but like, hello, somebody, anybody. Like, honestly, this AMX-30 sitting in a really easy shot, or, you know, shot area for us to kill him, but I can't exactly, especially with a Grill 15 nearby. Oh crap, I'm actually shooting heat. I didn't even mean to do that. Oops, that was a big mistake there. Ooh, well. I meant to push out, but not that far to where the grill could hit me. That's a mistake, but oh well. I do have the E100 here. I'm going to play the ELC Even 90 one more time. If I do have the time, I'll do the AMX-30B too. I just definitely am keeping an eye on the clock because I have to be somewhere by 12. E100. Anyway, at least we got decent matchmaking here. My next stream though, yeah, is going to be Friday night, starting at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If anyone does want to platoon then, basically, you know, I usually do get a lot of platoon requests for Friday streams. The only way I platoon is if you message me in game. It's easiest for me, and I do my best to mix you in. If you don't have every tier, then basically, especially with the amount of requests I usually get during Friday streams, I play my tank request list in order, so you kind of need the tiers to match up with that, or else it gets way too confusing for me to platoon. I don't know if it was last stream, but maybe the stream before, I got really confused while platooning, and you know, it's just not, it's not fun for either side because I just can't multitask that much if I'm getting confused. I don't play very well while doing that. But I'm gonna do my best. I'll definitely get the ELC Even 90 up here. The AMX-30B, we'll see. If they're normal match lengths, I probably won't be able to get to that. Alright. Be interesting to... I'm not stopping T30. I'm not going to push as far as most people would here, but you'd be stupid to give up where they round the corner and you have a pretty good side shot most of the time. E30, no. Not like I'm pushing all the way around the corner. It's just right now I'm actually tempted to push further. Even though there's a mouse there, looking at the tanks that they have, I would be surprised they might have like one other tank there, given that the Badger is further up north, the M60 is up north. It's just something to where they have a lot of people in the center, and yeah, like the VK is going to push out here anyway. but I actually can get hit by arty here, depending on where they set up. See if this guy knows to angle his turret. Most mouses do, though. Didn't angle it enough, though. I platoon, you know, the only requirements are, you know, gotta have tiers that match up with my tank request list, and well, A, you're not a like a troll, but you just message me in game. Like, I've had tons of people before, like, I've looked out, you know, search for people's names in game. It just doesn't work, you know, while streaming, because people could be on the EU server, SEA server, and, you know, it's not always clear that I play on the NA server. And I really don't want to waste time since I don't have a ton of hours to stream. But it's pretty easy how I platoon, I think. It's just, you know, I basically go in order of my tank request list. So having every tier works out pretty well. But otherwise, I do my best to mix people in if they only have like a tier 5 or something. It might just be one battle or so. I haven't blocked anything yet. I wasn't exactly angling the best either. Don't know where their mouse went. Oh, there he is. Still trying to angle and still doing it wrong. That already just took him out too. I feel a little bit bad for the mouse because in that position, you know, it sucks. Like, especially because I was shooting heat, but what you do in the mouse instead is heavily angle your turret, bounce the shot first, and then you shoot back at him. He was doing it in the wrong order. But you can't blame that guy that much. Hey, he's getting that bat chat made a little bit of a mistake pushing there because they have a lot of tanks up in this area. I guess I'll take a chance here. I'll probably just get shredded. Yep. It's hit Mr. Udez. Well, yeah, the T-30, some people play like that. They just want to boss people around. But as long as we're winning, I'm fine. I'm not playing this too carefully because I would like to get into another battle or two here. Fortunately, this gun's like in the perfect spot to block me, but not block them. Well, that's what I get for swapping back to AP. I would have penned him with, definitely would have penned him with heat. Pretty good match though, you know, 4,500 damage, 2,100 block, and 1,800 assist. It's just, the Udez could still be poking out here, but never mind, the M60 kind of disappeared. I was like, it looks like he went to go drown himself, but that wasn't the case. The ELC 90 coming up next. Come on, load quicker. Mastery badge second class, high caliber though. We won Pilsing somehow. I'm really surprised by that. But yeah, looking at the time though, I'm gonna do the ELC Even 90, and one more match in this guy, but that's going to be all I can do for today's stream. Just Levi, I had to be at the vet by 12 here. He's probably not going to be too happy with me, but it'll make him feel better. But again, my next stream coming up tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Which, given that the public test server is updating to the second round today, I may pop on that quick. We'll see how it goes. If there's enough changes that kind of warrant me doing that, or if I don't get time to kind of cover the changes, like fix the object 257 guide I have for it. Yeah, I'll pop on there shortly at some point during tomorrow's stream. Hey, I got the same exact map. Oh, at least this side I can go to a different bush. I'm not going to be able to penetrate anything though. And it's encounter, which is very good if I can get over to the correct bush. Thanks for the follow, G-Man. I don't think he spotted me. I really hope he didn't. I'm gonna park myself right here and hope for the best. Yeah, 1k DPM against a tier 10. Didn't exactly get the most amount of spots that I'd like, but best I can do here. As long as someone doesn't... They might just push right through the town because we don't have anybody there, and I'll get instantly vaporized by the amount of tanks that are in front of me here. But at least I'm able to spot a bit. The difference, you know, since I don't have a crew with camouflage on this yet, the difference between having that and not having that, like right now I'd like the fire, but I know it's not worth it. If I had a camo perk, I actually would be comfortable pushing up here in this, given that, you know, you have about 41% camouflage on the move. Once you're fully kitted out with this, you could push here without actually being spotted from over on the other side of the lake. So that would be killer in this, to where while it isn't the best on its own, as far as spotting goes, the thing is pretty crazy with spotting, and especially, you know, moving around with how small it is. But that's about all it's good at. Oh god. I'm gonna guess that he might have actually spotted me. I might have overreacted there, but I don't, maybe he didn't see me, but yeah, I did just reset my camouflage net, but I could have sworn that he would be able to spot me there, given that I don't have a camo perk. But let me see if that helps. I just thought the Fosh 155 was staring right at me. Not exactly the most interesting last match, but at least I've got 2,000 spotting damage so far. 2,500 spotting damage now. So where, if you want a kind of quirky and fun tank, this is kind of it, but definitely know, like, if you're expected to deal damage, you're gonna be really frustrated, because, like, I can go in against this object 432 here. It's just, unless they get him out. I'll do it if they get that guy out. Or no, he's actually, he was almost one-shottable at some point. Alright, at the point where I can shoot stuff now. Or get one-shot it. I don't know what's going to happen first yet. I've done my roll though. I've got quite a bit of assist damage. I don't think I can pin the IS-3 like this. Try it anyway. And it definitely helped that he turned around. And I've got to wait about 30 seconds to reload. Well, this tank, basically, you go into it, it's scout, passive scout, you can even active scout, and occasionally take shots on stuff if, you know, you're not going to get rammed and you don't get called out, basically, with your pants down because your reload time is god-awful. No, not in the face. But at the end of the day, you know, it's better than what some people make it out to be, but only when you can actually spot for your team. Like, if you're expected to, you know, push in and flank and deal damage and stuff, it's one of the worst tier 8s for that. But passive scouting, it can be set up to be basically the best for a tier 8 light. It's just, you know, whether or not you're able to actually do that. So I might have been able to fit into the arches, you are right. But got a mastery badge 3rd class. You know, damage wise, definitely not great, but experience a little bit higher given that I did assist with 2700 damage. So at the end of the day, you know, it's a fun little tank. It's just not exactly the most effective tank. But if you go into knowing what this tank is, and if you purchase it, because it's 30 bucks, I think, just the tank itself. Most premiums, you know, are a little bit more than that at tier 8. You know, it's a fun little quirky thing, but only if you like passive scouting. But, you know, anyway, thank you very much for watching, guys. You know, I'll be back tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for World of Tanks again. So I'll see some of you guys then. Otherwise, you know, have a very nice weekend, because after Friday, the next stream I'm doing is Sunday night at 8 p.m. But anyway, thanks again for watching, and see you guys around. Have a good one.